Tesla is quietly building up a $1 trillion weapon. Watch this now. Last year's massive power outages in Texas made one thing abundantly clear. The state's energy infrastructure is in need of a major overhaul. So naturally, Elon Musk, Texas's newest resident, is on the case. Today we're going to talk all about what weapon Tesla is building quietly. So watch the video till the end, because today's video is going to be the bomb. Welcome to Investor Secret, your daily dose of wealth secrets. If you're interested in everything around big investors and their investment techniques, this is the place for you. Subscribe if you want to stay updated with all the investor secrets, predictions, and stay one step ahead in the financial world. Watch the video till the end, and make sure to hit the like button if you want to be a millionaire within the next 3 years. Don't forget to enable all notifications to join our weekly cash giveaway pinned in the comments. Now let's get to our topic. A Tesla subsidiary called Gambit Energy Storage LLC is reportedly constructing a massive ad-hoc battery that can plug right into Houston's feeble power grid, according to a recent report in Bloomberg. The battery is so large, with more than 100 megawatts of energy storage capacity, that it could power about 20,000 homes on a hot summer day. This move would mark Tesla's first formal step into the U.S. energy sector after already seeing success in other countries like Australia. In an October 2019 earnings call, Musk predicted his company's energy business could be bigger than its auto sector over time. While Tesla has not yet confirmed reports of the Houston area battery project, there are some publicly available property records that almost undeniably prove a Musk connection. Bloomberg found documents on file with Brazoria County, part of the Houston Metropolitan Statistical Area, that show Gambit shares the same address as a Tesla building near the company's Fremont, California auto plant. The U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission also lists Gambit as a Tesla subsidiary. Think back to a few months ago in the throes of Winter Storm Burry, when Texans were struggling to find safe ways to stay warm. As temperatures plummeted to as low as 0 degrees Fahrenheit, the Electric Reliability Council of Texas, ERCOT, cut off power to millions of homes in a bid to reduce the strain on its power grid, the Texas Interconnection. It supplies power to over 25 million Texans, representing 90% of the state's electrical load, according to an August 2018 ERCOT fact sheet. Days later, hundreds of thousands of people were still without power, and some even died from a combination of the cold and the improper use of backup home generators, which can cause carbon monoxide poisoning. Texas's grid crashed mostly as a result of frozen infrastructure, but also due to a failure of energy supply. About 28,000 megawatts of coal, nuclear, and gas power sources went offline. That represents approximately 1/3 of ERCOT's total energy capacity. The type of battery that Tesla's subsidiary company is supposedly producing could store up to 100 megawatts of power. That alone isn't enough power to make up for the massive outage that Texans saw in February, but it's a start. Gizmodo reports that a single megawatt of power could provide electricity to 164 homes, meaning the Gambit battery could theoretically power up to 16,400 homes. Bloomberg says the Gambit battery system is already registered with ERCOT, and the project sits nearby a Texas-New Mexico power substation. The Louisville-based TNMP is an electricity transmission and distribution service provider that supplies electricity to over 255,000 homes and businesses throughout Texas. This is a convenient location. When solar or wind farms produce excess electricity, utilities need a massive battery to store the leftover power. Gambit could theoretically spread out multiple giant batteries, like the one currently under construction near Houston, across the state to store energy from various renewable energy sources. That way, ERCOT could supply electricity to Texans over shorter distances, creating a distributed power network. Historically, the grid has transported power across miles and miles of highly fragile transmission lines, ones that, freeze. If Musk's work in South Australia is any indicator, the Houston battery project could become a large-scale success. In 2016, South Australia experienced a near-total blackout after a wild storm battered the region with 80,000 lightning strikes and at least 2 tornadoes. Tesla made a bold bet that it could re-establish power in the area with a grouping of the firm's PowerPack lithium-ion batteries within 100 days. Musk's team did it in just 60 days. Tesla has since installed the world's largest battery at the Hornsdale Power Reserve, a facility full of power packs that can receive and store energy from nearby wind and solar farms. According to its website, the Hornsdale location can store up to 100 megawatts of power, the same as the Houston area battery project. That giant battery helps to absorb blips in the surrounding power grid, thereby reducing outages for residents. The only real way to know if the Houston battery project will work is to wait until it's in service. An ERCOT official told Bloomberg the battery had a proposed commercial operation date beginning on June 1st. Now let's talk about Tesla's deal with China. Tesla inks deal to get key battery component outside China. Tesla is turning to Mozambique for a key component in its electric car batteries in what analysts believe is a first-of-its-kind deal designed to reduce its dependence on China for graphite. Elon Musk's company signed an agreement last month with Australia's Syrah Resources, which operates one of the world's largest graphite mines in the southern African country. It's a unique partnership between an electric vehicle manufacturer and a producer of the mineral that is critical for lithium-ion batteries. The value of the deal hasn't been released. Tesla will buy the material from the company's processing plant in Vidalia, Louisiana, which sources graphite from its mine in Balama, Mozambique. The Austin, Texas-based electric automaker plans to buy up 80% of what the plant produces, 8,000 tons of graphite per year, starting in 2025, according to the agreement. Syrah must prove the material meets Tesla's standards. The deal is part of Tesla's plan to ramp up its capacity to make its own batteries so it can reduce its dependence on China, which dominates global graphite markets, said Simon Moores of United Kingdom-based battery materials data and intelligence provider Benchmark Mineral Intelligence. It starts at the top with geopolitics, Moore said. The U.S. wants to build enough capacity domestically to be able to build lithium-ion batteries within the USA, and this deal will permit Tesla to source graphite independent from China. Moore said producing the batteries in the U.S. will reduce some of the questions Tesla is facing about its ties to China, where there are environmental concerns at some mines. The automaker also has set up a showroom in the region of Xinjiang where Chinese officials are accused of forced labor and other human rights abuses against mostly Muslim ethnic minorities. A message was left seeking comment from Tesla, which has disbanded its media relations department. The battery industry has been confronted with a short supply of graphite in recent months, Moore said. Graphite stores lithium inside a battery until it's needed to generate electricity by splitting into charged ions and electrons. It comes as every major automaker is racing to get into electric vehicles amid concerns about climate change. Tesla is making almost 1 million electric cars per year, and sourcing enough batteries is its biggest constraint, he said. They've upped their own battery manufacturing capacity, Moore said, but still they can't get enough batteries. A new battery factory that the company is building in its new hometown of Austin, Texas, will allow it to get closer to self-sufficiency. But Moore said it is still buying batteries from other manufacturers, and that won't change this decade. For instance, Tesla has a deal with Panasonic to make battery cells at the automaker's battery factory near Reno, Nevada. The deal with Syrah is part of a broader effort by automakers to secure relatively scarce raw materials for batteries as demand for electric vehicles is expected to grow, said Sam Abulsamid, principal e-mobility analyst for Guidehouse Insights. The deal also brings the graphite processed in Louisiana much closer to Tesla's U.S. factories. Well, that's it for today's video, guys. Also, we would like to mention that this is not a channel intended specifically to provide financial advice, and we do not ask you to invest in any company. This is merely a channel directed towards bringing educational content to your doorsteps. With that in mind, before you invest in anything, we recommend you do thorough, wide-spectrum research on the topic. And make sure to subscribe and give us a thumbs up. See you next time on Investor Secret. Bye!